people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer here, and this time I'm bringing you guys a pretty, I would say a pretty huge and important dose of freedom, and we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And I'm going to do actually a mini series about meaning and purpose, which actually means I'm going to just go through the signs and show you how can you create meaning and purpose in your life through your zodiac sign. So this is actually, I would say, a very simple way of creating purpose and meaning in your life. But what I've experienced and seen is a lot of people, hear it, and it seems so simple and easy. It's like, okay, it can't be it, doing that, going for walks in nature can't be something that creates purpose and meaning in my life, so I just won't do it. But I've tested it out for a lot or a lot in the real world and in the material realm. It really works, and I actually personally very much use what I'm about to say to you in my daily life. I've integrated it into my career, and this is one of the good things about this information. Actually, if you have more availability, or at least I hope your thought processes start working, how can I integrate these things more into my daily routine or into my career working life? Because working life is such a big part of our everyday experience. It's good to have these activities and things I'm going to discuss with you in our working lives as well. Now, having said all that, I want to just do a kind of shameless plug for my other videos. I did one other video where I mention even some of the more maybe depending on where you are as an astrologer or as an astrology student or just a person who is curious about life. I did a video about purpose and meaning, which has a little bit even deeper information in it. So I recommend you go check that out. It's on my channel. In this specific mini series, I'm going to give you the most simplest of techniques that I shared in that video as well. And we're going to go actually through the signs, and I'm going to show you how creating meaning and purpose actually works in a very simple way. Now, and just a couple of disclaimers. Let's put a couple of disclaimers here. We're going to talk about mostly the ascendant, so from the ascendant. But if you only know your sun sign, you can use it from the sun as well. So listen to your sun sign. If you already kind of know your moon as well, you can give it a go with the moon. But for me, moon and sun are less tested, so we're going to be talking about from the ascendant as well. Now we're going to be talking about a very specific house, which is the 9th house and the sign in it. So very important to understand as well. And just when you're hearing this information, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't, and there's something more there. So guys, I'm going to give my best to explain this. Whenever there are more influences in the 9th house, it already changes the game. And we're not going to go super deep into aspects and the rulers and stuff like that, but we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you the basis, the foundation of how to create meaning and purpose, so you can get yourself started. If you're kind of like struggling with meaning and purpose, there's maybe not enough in your career, in your working life, so at least you can start to do some of the things I'm going to discuss in these videos. Now, yeah, it's you can't always integrate everything into your career or work, but usually, most likely, there are things I'm going to say that you can do during your daily routines. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's morning, maybe it's somewhere during lunchtime. You can most likely start to integrate at least some of these into it, so it will create, even if a tiny sliver, meaning and purpose in your life. Yes, some of the things I'm going to discuss are a little bit bigger, they take time, but even working towards them can create meaning and purpose for the signs. Now, another important disclaimer is when we're talking about mission and career and work, usually it needs a deeper look at, obviously, that whole entire natal chart. It requires aspects, it requires rulership, it requires a lot more to give you an indication of what is their maybe truthful or rightful career, and where you will feel more on purpose as well. So just a disclaimer that we're not going to do full, let's say, career or work videos, but this is more about the purpose and meaning side of things. And there is a difference there. And yes, you can feel, on when you're doing your mission in life or serving your mission in life, you can feel already on purpose. But again, it's a little bit of a deeper topic. And what I've seen is when you integrate those topics that we're going to discuss into the career as well, or the mission side will have a lot more purpose and would even call it a deeper meaning to it as well. Now, I do personally use mostly the whole sign system you can see here on the screen, and which means the houses are equal size, and I've done a couple of videos for beginners on my channel as well about houses, about different systems. Having said that, I would, if you're a more advanced astrologer, but you don't know this specific thing, I would also check Placidus house cusps, the 9th house cusp specifically, and Campanus house system 9th house cusp. Whatever sign is there gives you also good indication of what is happening or how to create mission and purpose in your daily life. Now, that's it for the introduction, and let's start going into each sign specifically. Next up, Capricorn, guys. And Capricorn, as you can see on the example, they have the Virgo in the 9th house cusp. And it's going to be a little bit similar, or somewhat similar, to what Tauruses find meaning and purpose in, but with differences. Again, remember, we're talking about earth signs here, and some of you may or may not have noticed, but every time we're talking about the ascendant, sun or moon, yes, but the 9th house cusp is always, or the 9th house cusp, the 9th house is always an earth sign. So remember, for the Taurus, it was the Capricorn. For the Virgo, it was the Taurus. So, you can see the similarities here. Now, let's dive in, and let's talk about how Capricorns can actually create more purpose and meaning in their life. So I wanted to start with kind of like the most important thing in this case for Capricorns. So Capricorns with Virgos in their 9th house cusp, or 9th house, can derive purpose and meaning from improving things. Now, it may seem very general, but please do your best to remember and actually start to make things happen in your life with this. If you can improve something, especially again in your career, working life, which is usually pretty easy, there's always something to improve or make better, etc. This is one you can integrate into your day, you can integrate into your career, you can just use it everywhere. Improving things makes the Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon really feel that their own purpose and meaning in their lives. I know it can seem, silly or simple or whatever. Please, guys, do it anyway. Now, the more difficulty here with the Capricorn, or for the Capricorn, is because the ninth house is very much a big picture, stuff, meaning and purpose, and Virgo is very much in the details. So the Capricorns can get stuck in the details too much when they're working, for the meaning and purpose. So still, improving the things, if you can, you can do it from a bigger picture perspective. Maybe there's something bigger that needs to be improved, but still, even if it's smaller details can bring more purpose and meaning in their lives. Again, working and being of service to something greater, bigger, is something that actually deep down will bring the Capricorn sign more meaning and purpose. Being very practical, why do you think Capricorns are so, practical, good at organizing? Because they actually get a lot of meaning and purpose. They feel like they're literally living out their meaning and purpose in their lives when they're organizing, when they're doing, practical things in the world. Making to-do lists, for example. Again, it's like they feel more on purpose, making things perfect. This is where the kind of difficulty also comes in, because improving things, yes, but Capricorn can also get stuck in the perfectionism when they start to improve, because again, it gives them meaning and purpose, so they almost get addicted to it, because it makes them feel good in a way, or again, because when you're feeling that you're filling out your meaning and purpose, or you're getting meaning and purpose from your life, why wouldn't you want to do it? And then again, you can get, when you're a Capricorn, you can get stuck in too much perfectionism. But instead, fix problems, organize things, make them better, but let them go as well. And then again, if the necessity is there, make it better once more. It's a very easy place or a road towards addiction as well, so please be careful with that. Cleaning and putting things in order is something, I think it's a very, very important one for the Capricorn. Having practical and organized routines every day, or daily routines. When they have these kind of, okay, I do this time, okay, at noon I do this, da. If they have that set up, they feel, they don't have to have this kind of big, whatever, people think that gives meaning and purpose. They actually, when they have these things stacked up, very clean, very clear, very organized, the Capricorn feels more on purpose. Critical thinking is a good one as well, that you can easily integrate into your career, into your working life, into your daily routines. Just a very simple thing to do. Just think critically about something. I mentioned the service aspect. The service aspect can be, it can be in service of animals. It can be in service of other people. Doing something for the good of others would be a very, very good, if they can integrate into their working career lives. This would be one of the best ones, to do. And then add the improving things. I mean, I'm making it perfect right now, even talking about it for the Capricorns. But, I think you get the gist, what the bigger things and bigger themes are here. And let's talk about places. For those of you who haven't watched, I put these places where the signs can go and create more meaning and purpose, or just being there can create more meaning and purpose for the signs at the end of each video in this purpose series. And for the Capricorn or Capricorns, it's anywhere that is clean, wherever the place is very organized and clean, again, they feel more on purpose. So if your home is not clean, I would, as a Capricorn, you would most likely be better off to clean it, organize it. Again, even the act of doing it will be, give you more meaning and purpose. I wrote down gyms here for you as well, because it's a weird one, because gyms usually is more like the fire signs, or someone who has Aries in their ninth house cusp, and like the Leo ascendant. But gyms, because they get to do the routines there, the exercise routines. The exercise routines themselves are ruled by Virgo. Health centers, addiction centers, wherever there's, people who are suffering from addiction or some sort of imbalances, actually, for the Capricorns, they can, go there, create balance there, make it better for these people. Again, get the gist, I think. And it can make for the Capricorns to have more meaning and purpose in their lives. Focusing on details, practical environments that are organized, animal shelters. I think I mentioned them all by now. All those places you can create more meaning and purpose with your Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. Guys, Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer, ending for now. We're almost at the end of this series. Couple of more signs to go. Like, share, subscribe the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Is it too simple to think, oh my god, how can it be? Yeah, guys, the juice, the gist is in simplicity, and it's the seemingly simple things that are actually hard to do that create the most meaning and purpose in your life. So thank you very much for watching, listening. See you again soon in the next video.